him!
What a cover photo.
Alright, what's up, Aaron? You've done an excellent job making this course available to golfers. Well, we'll see how you feel after you finish it.
Testing mic 1, testing. Drake talking to your mic.
Testing.
Testing mic 1, testing.
I like that pin on 18 a lot. Can you just wear it? When's the funeral for the tree?
Damn!
Testing Ben's mic, testing.
Oh, am I live right now? Was I live when I said what I just did?
Are you live right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
On what?
YouTube.
Oh, live on YouTube.
I just told Jeff.
I was like, what is that?
Hold this.
Are you sure anyone's going to join on? You got my Gatorade in there on the right.
Don't walk.
I got it. Just wait until they're out of your way. Wait until. What's that? Did it just sleep?
Tap it? Yeah, you guys have to change the settings. I don't know if I can get off of it.
Figure it out. Okay, boys, we ready? First on the tee, from Cambridge, Ontario, Jack Robertson.
Oh, yeah. For the paycheck, eh?
Hey, is that thing on YouTube?
YouTube, Puss's Lake Golf Course.
We were laughing so hard at that last night. And Benny's like, yeah, just here for the paycheck.
Next on the tee, from Cambridge, Ontario, Nolan Dan. She'll probably post it in the story too. Great swing, Danner. Next on the tee, our 1992 and 1995 Pushers Lake Club champion, Kevin Warner. Nice touch, eh? Good swing, Kev. Next on the tee, our 2020, 2021, and 2023 Pushers Lake Golf Course Club champion, Aaron Petro. Good swing. Have fun, play well, everyone. Did you change the settings on that?
No, can I get out of it without the Wi-Fi?
I don't know. Hey, we gotta change the settings to that.
Yeah.
Keeps doing that.
Are we gonna walk with it or no?
Yeah, I don't think.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, have fun. Let me know if you need it. What do you do?
Matt, what do you make of those first 4 tee shots there?
Yeah, really solid start. Not surprised. Got some great players we're following today. Everyone's in a good spot to have a great look at this pin.
A little overcast today. Might have the players feeling a little more in their comfort zone without that sun shining, but if it peaks out, Matt, it's going to be a hot one today.
Yeah, already feeling pretty warm out here with some cloud cover. It's pretty comfortable. Shouldn't be anything outrageous. We've had a really hot weekend so far, but as long as that sun stays behind the clouds, we should have a great day for it. Might have.
We've got a couple balls sitting here in the middle of the fairway. Pardon me, folks. I was doing some extracurriculars while these tee balls were being hit, so I unfortunately did not see where they all ended up. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and this is just a pin to attack. Looks like Robertson will be first to play. He's got 108 yards coming in here to this slightly back left pin position. Now this is one of the better positions on the green. You really have to avoid that bunker on the left. Tons of green right, but nothing's an easy putt here.
Yeah, a bit of a simple start here for the players. Really attackable. Everyone should be able to work that ball right to left and get back there. We got Jack Robertson here first to play. Wedge in hand. Looking to get aggressive early, make up some ground.
Good ball there from Robertson. This one's headed right to the pin. Is it the number?
Little deep. Looks like just back fringe. Going to be a testy putt from up there.
Lands that one long, but I believe he did spin it back, so he will be putting. Fairway green for Jack. He won't complain. He'll take that all day. Petro now, 100 yards. Looking at the pin. Just a nice little 56. This one's hanging out right center of the green. Not going to hurt himself there.
Really good number there. Not surprised. We know Aaron's a really strong wedge player. Great distance control.
Warner's going to be next to play. Just sitting right of the fairway, coming out of this rough. See if he can get one close. This one's on the way, and it's on a good line. He's going to bounce that one off there, and he's going to be inside of that 10-foot mark there, and he's going to be really happy with that. Pardon me, Matt.
Great wedge shot there. Really cut through the grass well. Looked like he had a good lie to come out of.
And Dan with driver off the tee. He's got this one up just about 50 yards short of the green. Coming out of the rough, lots of green to work with. Pardon me, he's got this one almost green high. Still taking a look around for it here in the trees.
I do believe he's located it just right in the middle there. I'm not surprised with the length there. We know Nolan Dan creates quite a bit of club head speed. He can really bomb the ball.
What's he's looking at with this chip shot here with that bunker in front of him?
Yeah, it's a bit of a delicate one. Thankfully, greens are rolling. Not going to get too much spin out of the rough. Should just be looking to carry this a few feet onto the green, high of the pin, and let it roll out. See if he can execute here. Not sure if he has any tree trouble with some overhanging branches. This is a good one to test the short game early.
Definitely. We can now say Robertson did spin that ball off the back of the green. He's got that thing just about 15 feet near pin high, right at the pin. A great spot to be on this first hole. Dan lands that one short of the pin. He's going to let it release. This is a very good touch from Nolan. Oh, and he hits the pin! That one's going to end up just 4 feet with a testy downhill putt there, though. 4-footer, birdie.
Great wedge shot there. Gets a bit of a break hit in the hole. That thing had some juice on it coming up to it.
A good shot nonetheless. He'll be very happy with that.
Nolan Dan taps in, starts with a good 3 on this tackable pin. Got to take advantage of this hole.
Robertson now from 20 feet, just below the hole, putting up the hill. About 1.5 foot of break right to left. We'll see what he can do here.
Putt is off.
It's got a
Looks to be pretty good. Ooh, just misses low.
good putt from Robertson there. He's going to tap in for his 4 and get out of here with a par on the first hole. Petro will be next to putt.
Defending club champion takes 4-shot lead into the round. You got to think he's looking to set the tone here.
Looking to start strong. Just saw the line and he makes no mistake with that one as he pours it in the heart of the hole, and Aaron Petro takes a 5-shot lead momentarily and gets to 9 under for the tournament.
There's that championship medal. If you watched After Dark last night, you'll know that he was my pick to come out of this day. I feel confident about that right now.
I think he was all of our picks, Matt, if you watch it back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We split the women too.
Warner now looking to maintain the 4-shot gap. And he's going to pour that one in the front of the cup, and we stay where we started.
Really strong start from the group. You can get a little closer.
Three birdies to start here, Matty, and the boys have come out hot.
Any surprise for you there?
Not at all, to be honest. I mean, it was nice to see them all get the ball rolling. Obviously, Nolan didn't have too long of a putt, but even Jack Robertson almost made his. Aaron poured in a nice one, and Warner with a slippery little 5-footer makes easy work of it.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff when you talk about this level of player. Everyone's going to roll the ball well.
see how many pancakes I had. I can't remember.
You know about pancakes, Kevin?
No. What's up with the pancakes?
So,
Can't tell people what to get.
oh, yeah.
So.
Matt, we're here now on the par 3 second hole.
Oh, I gotcha.
This one's playing about the number today. We're going to be sitting at 178 to the pin. And it's a tricky little pin. Back right corner of the green. It's a pin that not many people can attack unless they got some height on the ball.
Should work out well for Mr. Petro here. We know he likes to hit a big high draw.
He does. A high ball play will definitely be helpful here. Kevin Morton, also a high ball hitter. Should be interesting to see what they can do.
With 3 lefties in the group today. We've got back-to-back pins off the start here, and
Wow, it is hot. Sun is hot.
You can hear some of the competitors singing right now. The sun is hot and that old clock is moving slow. And boy, Matt, so am I.
yeah, a little bit of hurt on the boys from yesterday, but we're out here, we're battling and bringing you some content all day.
Yeah, at some places the workday passes like molasses in wintertime, but hey, it was just July.
Yeah, great camaraderie in the group out here. 4 great guys, all get along really well. They play well in there. They play together in their free time. Really enjoy playing with each other. Should all force each other to elevate their game.
Yeah, and it should be a fun round to follow for us and all the viewers back home.
Absolutely. That cloud cover's gone now, Ben, and it's warm out here.
It is. It's getting wet.
Have you applied your sunscreen yet?
I have not. The
Skin
Coppertone,
cancer's no joke, Ben.
the Coppertone SPF 30 is sitting in the cart. I'll get there when I get there. You just get a nice light golden brown on the outside. You save what's under. 'Cause Lord knows I'm not tougher than the sun.
No one is?
Nolan Dan will be first to play here. So they wait for the group ahead to clear the green. 178. He's got 7 iron. A well struck ball here, and this one's tracking to the pin. It looks like it's going to finish just on the right fringe, possibly pin high. He's going to have a makeable putt / chip there, depending what he chooses to do.
We do have a bit of an update. In the final group for the Women's Club Championship, Heather Putterford grows her lead, shooting a 38 on the front nine. Ali Medeiros fires a 40, Shelley Taylor a 44.
Warner's ball, I've lost that one up in the sun. He's looking like it's right.
Really good looking shot here, just left of the pin. Should work down towards the hole. Nice high ball flight.
Getting word that one may have just rolled off the green onto the fringe. Petro, next to play.
Be interested to see how he attacks this hole. Not a guy that hits a lot of cuts. I'd imagine he'll just be playing for center of the green here.
Yes, likely going with that sawed-off 6 iron we see so often. Opts for the high draw, and this one's just at the left side of the green. Should catch a piece and be fine. You would expect to see Petro just going for middle of the greens all days, make the putts where he can, and just play a nice, safe, fun round of golf.
Yeah, when you're in his situation, you got to make someone beat you. You don't want to be giving out any handouts. You got Jack Robertson stepping over the ball now. This is
Beta Kenning Robertson takes an 8-iron and takes it right at the flagstick.
I believe that just ended up back right fringe. Tough to tell from this far away.
We'll see when we get up there how the boys fared here on the second hole. Matt, we've got one ball back fringe. We've got Nolan Dan just short right on the fringe and Petro back left on the green. And it looks like Jack Robertson may have caught a piece back right there, but might just be on the fringe. Great shots from the gentleman here.
Yeah, I've got this pin surrounded. Going to be a difficult 2-putt for Aaron Petro. He's coming way down the hill. Got about 35, 40 feet. Although we did see some magic on this green yesterday, Ben.
We sure did. Shelley Taylor with just an absolute bomb from the back of the green to the front. About a 52-foot putt, I think, shot link recorded it at. And just what a hot way to start her day. Heather Putterford matched that with a birdie of her own. Not quite the same putt, but same score. Robertson just missing the green. Long right.
Who's up? What's the order here, Danner? Well, you're at the hole. I would say it looks like Kev, then Eric, and then Robbie.
Sounds like we're going to have Kevin Warner playing first. See what he can do. After that birdie off the first, he's feeling good.
Is Kevin Warner sporting a jailbird up there?
He sure is. Kevin Wyndham Clark Warner.
A tour-tested putter. A lot of wins on that flat stick.
Couple.
See if we can pull off another one today.
What do you see in this putt here, Matt?
Definitely going to be falling a little to his left. This is a pace putt. Straight down the hill. Gotta get the speed right. It's off.
That's going to need to sit.
It's
Matt.
got some juice.
Not too happy with that one as we hear from the reaction. But he's going to leave himself with a 7-footer for his part. Not what he hoped for. Petro next to play.
See if Aaron can pick up anything about pace from that putt from Mr. Warner.
He's got just under 40 feet here from the left side of the green. Going to be a very touchy one. Just trying to cozy it up around the hole and get him for his putter. That's going to need to sit as well, Matt.
That's going to slide a good 4 feet by and got a bit of a knee knocker here.
Robertson's putt is on the way, and that one's going to fall just short. Nolan Dan now, looking to pick up a stroke on this group. And crawl his way to 5 under. He's going to have to stay up. He'll miss that one just right. Likely tapping for a par. Throw a mark on it for now. That'll keep him at 4 under. And we'll see what Kevin and Aaron can do.
Big moment here in the early goings of the final round.
Warner with a massive par putt coming up.
Never liked it right off the face.
Just left it short, and he's going to have to settle for a bogey there. Robertson now, 8 feet for his par.
Missed just slow again, but a good roll. The second tap in bogey in the second hole. Aaron looking to avoid the same fate here.
These are the ones guys are going to have to make today if they're going to want to catch Aaron. See if Eric can make them to pull away.
And that one's just going to slide by. It will be a tap in for a huge break for Warner. And Nolan Dan now with a great chance to make up some ground on the both of them. And he will do so. Big hole for Nolan Dan, our first time competitor out here at the club championship.
Nolan Dan gets away with par there and jumps within 4 shots of the lead for the first time all tournament. Through 2 holes here on this final day of club championship. We've got our leader Aaron Petro sitting where he started, 8 under. Warner much the same at 4 under. Dan 1 under on the day, and he's going to be at 4 under for the tournament, just 4 shots back, looking to make something happen early. We head into another par 4 here, Matt. Par 4 third hole. Playing today at 329 yards, I believe.
Yeah, we've got a front left pin on this one. Right side of the fairway would be ideal. It's going to be hard to stay below this pin. Not a whole lot of green there. So, right side of the fairway here is a premium.
Some players opt to go with driver here, as it looks like Dan's pulling out of his bag. Some opt for the safe shot and take a long driving iron. See what everyone's got. Warner with a wood in hands. Dan pulls driver. Robertson and Petro staring in their bag. Dan will be first to play after the par on 2. He's got a driver. This one is perfect, and Matt, that's got a real chance to get into the green today.
Yeah, some big hitters out here. The green is definitely in play. Looks like Aaron Petro has a 3-wood. Nolan Dan had driver pulled out. He's now, as we saw, ripped it and has a good chance to be there.
Warner's 3-wood heading left. If that gets far enough, should be fine.
Yeah, lots of room out there. It's just about getting out there far enough.
Touch it out. Correction, that's a 7-wood for Aaron Petro. just looking to feather something out there, just inside the 100-yard marker and give himself a wedge. Gonna see this club a lot today, I think, Matt.
Yeah, it's his favorite club in the bag. Hits a beautiful high draw with it. It's controllable. He knows how far it's going to go.
Much like that.
And that is gorgeous. You couldn't split the fairway any better.
Aaron Petro doing what he needs to do early on here.
Robertson now has driver on the tee. Bit of club head speed here too. You think he's looking to attack the green on this one, Ben?
I think so. If he's going to make something happen today, he's going to have to start early. Wicked lash of the club, and this one's heading left, but not left enough. Going to need a bit of luck here.
Could be well into that forest up beside our third green.
Always a toss-up. What happens when you get up there?
Not the ideal spot to play from with a front left pin.
Starting with things on Friday night with the member appreciation barbecue and all that came out to see some live music from Double Impact, followed then by some great tournament play over the past 2 days. How great has this weekend been this year?
It's been phenomenal. You know, you and Johnny have done such a great job with it. It's been fun to be a part of. I want to give an extra big shout out to Double Impact, Rod Gimble, our very own, and Daryl Kuwabara. And also a shout out to Wayne McGillivray, who hopped on the mic for a couple songs. It was a great night, lots of fun. We had a great turnout. Tons of members came out, hung out, had some drinks and some food, partook in some games, and just an overall exceptional weekend. How have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been a good time. I think it's been great to get all the help from all the staff, yourself included. You've put in some heavy hours this week. Not sure the amount of hours you've put in we're actually allowed to say legally, but yeah, people have been working hard. It's been great to see some of our younger staff get into it, help out in any area necessary, and yeah, we've made a good weekend of it. I think people have enjoyed it. Hoping to just keep making things better as we go forward.
Yeah, we should also give a shout out to the younger staff. Drake Neal been on the camera for us all weekend. Josh Hobson's been working the pro shop. That's been a bit of an adventure for him. He's not in there typically, but he's learned quick, picked it up. Hudson Blackburn been scoring for us all weekend, been doing a great job making sure everyone's signing their scorecards, all the cards are correct, and it's really been a group effort here to put on a great weekend, which we're so happy to do for our great members.
Along with them, also nice to see some of them partaking and playing in the tournament. Evan Vogel in the championship flight, not the day he'd hoped for yesterday, but a wonderful 74 on the first day. He's quite the player himself, even putting in some hours after his rounds. Zach Perry, much the same.
Yep.
Hasn't had quite the tournament he's hoped for.
But a couple of young bucks. We've got our junior club championship coming up August 14 and 15. You got to think they're two of the favorites heading into that one.
You definitely got to think so. Petro now will be first to play from the middle of the fairway. It says green light written all over it.
Yeah, just a wedge in hands. This is where Aaron makes his living.
This one headed right at the pin. Does he have the number?
It's just going to spin off the front of the green. He's in an okay spot though, it looks like. It'll be interesting to see whether he chooses to use a wedge or a putter there. Looks like a fair bit of fringe to have to go through, but not much green after it.
Many players do tend to come up short on this pin as it's very deceptive with that slope in front of the green. Not too surprising there from Aaron. Not the worst spot to be, but definitely could have done better.
We have a bit of a search party out now trying to find Jack Robertson's drive. Hit a really good one, just lost it a little left.
Nolan Dam finding himself just short of the green on the cart path. Gonna have to take a drop from there. Kevin Warner in the trees. We'll see what he can do here. Might be punching it low, just trying to run one up. See if he can get something up around the green and give himself a chance to make par.
Oh, and he's done really well.
This one has a chance to get in the hole. What a shot
What
from
a
Kevin
golf
Warner.
shot.
He's
Low
gonna-
punch under the trees, runs it through the cart path, out to about a foot from the hole. This is the
What a
caliber of
shot.
player we're following today, folks.
I got that shot from Ben. On one the other side.
What a shot, Matt. I can't say enough about that.
Jack Robertson playing now. Looks like he is going to have a swing, maybe a bit of an altered one by the tree just in front of him.
See what he can do.
Really taking his time over this one. Chip is off.
That's going to land softly. Just going to miss the pin. It'll run by about 15 feet.
Got a good look for birdie. London just drove the cart path up here green side. He's going to take his free relief, one club length no closer to the hole. Bit of deliberation here is
Oh, there's my ball. Thank you, sir.
I believe the players are discussing right now whether Nolan Dan's relief is one club length from the ball or from the cart path, my apologies.
Yes, Matt, and I do believe the rule is you find the nearest point of relief and you get a club length from there to drop the ball within. No
I
closer to the hole.
believe that is correct.
Nolan Dan in play now.
The group has come to a decision. Everyone's happy with it.
It's going to have a tough chip shot.
Yeah, really short-sided here on a downhill slope. This is nightmare fuel for a player like myself, but wouldn't be surprised to see Nolan Dan pull out some magic.
It's going to need to sit back. Gets the check, just misses left, and that one's also going to run out about 15 feet just past the pin.
Done pretty well there. Gonna have a decent look at bird. Aaron Petro does have putter out. Not surprised to see that. Just with how little green he has to work with. Just gonna try to cozy this one up, I would imagine.
Putting from the French here, not completely impossible to make birdie. It's going to need to grow legs.
A little bit of a tester there for Aaron.
Robertson, next to play with his birdie putt here. 18 feet down the hill, right to left. This one could get away from him if he's not careful. This one's away, it's going to miss low. That's just going to keep going and end up right with Aaron's ball about 3 feet below the hole. Not in yet. birdie attempt.
Should have gotten a pretty good read off of Robertson's putt.
He's played this one higher, and this is tracking nicely.
Oh, just burns the edge.
That's going to run past that 3 feet again. He's not in for his par either. Tough pin position today, man.
And the greens are rolling out here. Could see some interesting holes.
Ryan's got these things running at a 13 at the start of play this morning. Have likely sped up just a bit with the wind and sun we've had this morning. These are the fastest greens these players will see all year. Petro eyeing up his par attempt. He's going to lip that one in the right side of the hole, get away with his par, and he'll take that. No harm, no foul in that.
He's going to remain at 8 under. 4-shot lead over Nolan Dan and Kevin Warner.
Robertson now. The same putt that he just saw go in the hole. Should have good visions of this one falling.
Ooh, around the world, but he gets it to drop.
Par there for Jack Robertson after the wayward tee shot. Dan now with his par attempt. This is one he's going to have to make if he wants to keep his hopes alive in this championship.
For me today, he's the biggest threat. If he can keep the bogeys off the scorecard, we know he can fill the cup with birdies.
He'll make that one. Keep the hot play alive. 13 birdies on the tournament and counting. 15 holes left in this tournament. If he can keep himself in it on the front 9, position himself to make a charge on the back, we should be in for an interesting afternoon.
Kevin Warner will tap in for his birdie.
He'll pull within 3 of the lead. Kevin Warner back to 5 under par. Aaron Petro remains at 8. Nolan Dan at 4. Jack Robertson just here having fun.
I believe yesterday it was here for a paycheck that you said.
Correct.
Paycheck secured for Robertson.
We'll take this one up to the green for you today, folks.
May get a little look at our second to last group here too as we wait for them to finish their hole out. We've got Callum Harvey, Evan Vogel, Matt Caldwell, and Tom Marshall, 4 great players.
Like a couple nice shots here from that penultimate group. With this middle right pin position, if players are feeling their wedges, they can bank this one off the slope on the right there and get it close to the hole.
Looks like Matt Caldwell has blasted this ball over the green. Tom Marshall came up just short, and Evan Vogel and Callum Harvey with some really solid shots into the green. Vogel just short of the pin, putting straight back up the hill, but Caldwell to play first.
Folks, we're getting word that Greg Richardson just 4-putted this 4th hole. That just goes to show you how tough these greens can be with this speed.
Especially on this green, if you are above the hole, you're in some trouble. Caldwell's ball is off. Wow, you can just see the rollout on that side of the green now. Tom Marshall now next up. Pretty simple chip. Straight back up the hill. Looks like he's got a great lie.
A great chip there from Tom Marshall, who actually had a hole in one earlier in the week.
Yeah, so on this hole, we got word from the group on the 5th tee. Bounced just short of the green, over the pin, spun back right into the center of the cup. Tom will tap in for what we can safely assume is his par.
Caldwell now from below the green.
Looking to get up and down for bogey.
He's going to flood that one short. He's got a good 15 feet back up that hill.
Matt Caldwell in an interesting spot. He's our leader of the A flight coming into today. He's got a testy putt here to save a 4 on this hole and drop a shot, with Callum Harvey standing over a pretty appetizing birdie putt.
That one's off and it's going to need to stay up, Matt. Just never had the pace, never was quick enough. He's going to have to settle for a 3, pardon me, par.
One of the toughest greens on this course. Really tough to convince yourself to hit the putt hard enough, as Matt Caldwell will step up to try and save his bogey.
Putt is away. That one never had the line. Misses right. He's going to make 4. 5, pardon me. A double bogey from Matt Caldwell. Not what you want to see on your 4th hole of the day.
No, it's not great, but we know he's a great player and he can rein it back in. Evan Vogel now standing over a birdie putt straight up the hill. One of our really solid young players out here we mentioned earlier. Got to think he's looking to make some moves here on this final day and set the tone for junior club championships in just a couple of weeks.
You're right, Matt. Vogel's got game. Like we mentioned, didn't have a great round yesterday. Not too happy with the result. But on his Saturday round, a 6 over front 9, followed it up with a stellar 2 under back 9.
Ooh, that's just going to miss.
He'll tap in for his 3.
That is what you call a dejected par, folks. He's not happy with that result.
That one. That's an unfortunate 3 putt.
So he will only pick up the 1 shot on Caldwell, the leader of the A flight. Now we turn our attention towards the championship flight, set to tee off on our 4th hole of the day.
For some more final round coverage. Final group coverage, pardon me.
Looks as though Kevin Warner will be first on the tee after the birdie.
This one's right up over our heads. It's going to find the left side of the green. Great club selection, sucks it back just a bit. He's going to 35-foot birdie putt. Dan, next up to play.
short right. Bad bounce there for Nolan Dan, and he's going to have a tricky up and down.
It's definitely not the spot you want to miss here. Slightly better than being long, but the right side here is a big no-no. Petro now will be third on the tee.
This one is off now. Heading just left of the pin. Spins it back, and he's going to have a similar putt to what we just watched Callum Harvey hit.
Jack Robinson, last on the tee. He's got sandwich.
And this one is well left. And deep. Oh, he spins it back onto the green now. Going to be a difficult two-putt above the pin on the opposite corner of the green. We'll see what Jack Robertson's made of. Drake.
Matt, three solid shots there, pardon me, from the competitors. However, Nolan Dan finding himself just right of the screen. How tough is this chip going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. Not a ton of green to work with. The lies on that part of the golf course can get pretty interesting. The rough's thick, it's very hilly. So we'll have to see what his short game's made of.
He's really been tested today with that short game.
The big test for me here is Jack Robinson. I don't know if you can find a harder putt on this golf course than what he's got ahead of him.
That would be very quick. Not as much break as you might think, but it does take off on you, especially after the hole. And you really want to make sure you don't get it onto that fringe or it could completely run off into the rough.
Kevin Warner, good guy Kevin Warner, repairing his ball mark.
Voice of the Cambridge Rivulets, some may say.
Check him out every Friday this winter at Galt Arena Gardens.
7:30 game time.
Appears as though Nolan Dan is getting set to play. Sort of taking an extra long look at the lie. The chip is off. Oh, and he almost holds it.
Good chip from Nolan Dan. He's going to leave himself with 3 feet above the hole. Not the easiest putt on the green.
Yeah, going to be a slight bit of break to that putt. But he's been rock solid so far with the short ones. And now Robertson will be next to play. There's a tremendous amount of green between his ball and the hole here.
Robertson now from the left side. We'll see how his touch is. This one needs to slow down, Matt.
That has some pace to it.
This has the chance to do what I'd mentioned, and that's going to run likely off the edge of the green there, and that'll just cozy up against the fringe. Warner now, next to play. plays for the break. That one's falling towards the hole. Good pace here. Good pace. And he'll miss just high, but a great putt nonetheless.
Kevin Warner will tap in for his par. That's a really solid 2-putt.
Petro now for his birdie.
This would be a big moment early on in the round.
Does he have it high enough? No, going to miss just low. A great putt. He's going to settle for par, and he'll take that all day.
Great attempt there from Jack Robertson trying to save his par. He will tap in for a 4.
Gonna have to avoid those 3 putts here today, Matt.
Yeah, speed is everything out here. You can't afford to fall in love with the line. I think that's maybe what we saw with Jack on the first attempt.
Another massive putt here for Nolan Dan. He's going to find the bottom of the cup with that one. A great up and down from Dan as he remains just 4 shots back of the lead.
That is 4 holes and 4 rock-solid strokes over some short putts.
So Matt, through 4 holes, we've got Aaron Petro staying at 8 under, par for the tournament, even on the day. Kevin Warner got one back on him, 5 under for the tournament. Nolan Dan just 4 shots back at 4 under.
Aaron's got to be careful here. The one thing I will say about him, he has a tendency to sometimes get a little sleepy throughout rounds of golf and just start firing pars. And we know that Kevin Warner and Nolan Dan are out here to attack pins today and try to go as low as they can.
Matt, take us through the 5th hole here at Postage Lake Golf Course.
5th hole is a pretty simple one. Straight away, what you see is what you get. It's about a 260 carry to the green. 3 of our players in this group, more than enough juice to get there. Maybe even 4. Looks like we've got pretty middle pin today. Going to play fairly simply here. This is a hole that you've got to take advantage of.
You got to think most of them will be taking driver here. There's no reason not to. Nothing left, just another hole. All of them have the juice to carry the trees on the right. This is a green light special.
Yeah, just into a bit of a breeze, but I don't think it's strong enough to hold anyone back from the green. We are going to be waiting here for the green to clear. Gotta say, Ben, some great shirts in the final pairing today.
Some wonderful outfits. Kevin Warner unfortunately has his Pittsburgh Penguins black and gold on.
Weird team to cheer for.
Nolan Dan looks a bit like a leprechaun. But Aaron and Jack, wonderful outfits. Warner's got driver. A nice high cut from Kevin is going to find the left side of the hole here. Might have caught the fairway, might have just snuck into the rough. Tough to tell on this blind tee shot.
Nolan Dan now stepping over the ball. More than enough juice to get to the green.
One absolutely ripped here, but that one's going to be double crossed, and he's going to find himself on the right side of 6. Petro now with driver.
A little bit of a pull, heading towards the trees just left of the green. Going to be interesting to see what he's working with in terms of lie and line of sight over there.
Depending on how far you hit the ball, sometimes you can end up in an okay pocket, but if you carry it a little too far, there's a couple pesky trees over there, down in a valley, makes for a tough shot to the green. Robertson with an absolute missile headed at the right bunker. This one might stay left, and it's got a shot at the green.
Going to be interesting to see where that one ended up. I think we saw it bounce. Could be a good omen.
All in all, 4 safe, solid tee shots off the tee there, all with driver. It's going to be key getting up there as we hit into this back right pin position.
Back right's going to be an interesting one. We saw Nolan Dan and Jack Robertson head to the right side of this hole. They're going to be short-sided. This green does slope from right to left then.
Heavily mat right to left, front to back actually. It's kind of a big bowl in the middle of the green. If you get the ball left of the pin, you're going to have a nice putt up the hill. Anything right, and you're going to be playing with a lot of break and a lot of speed.
Warner appears to be in a great spot. We do believe we've spotted his ball just short of the rough. Gonna have a great angle into this pin.
Petro likely just up in the same general vicinity as Warner. As long as he stayed right of those trees, he should be alright.
Nolan Dan having some bag troubles with his push cart. We've all been there.
And Matt, it looks like Aaron's safe over there. Just a couple yards left of Kevin. Just going to have a lie in the rough as they wait for Matt Caldwell to clean up his putt. walking up to the green, Petro and Warner, trying to see what they can do here and where they should land their ball.
Nolan Dan wound up well right of the hole. Over there, it looks like he actually carried the bunker as far as distance goes, but he's a good 30 to 35 yards right of this pin.
Matt, I do frequently find myself over there, and let me tell you, that is not an easy shot. All you're trying to do is land it on that first third of the green, let it release, and it'll end up somewhere on the back of the green. Give yourself a long putt, and don't make any big mistakes. Lands wonderfully, but that's going to need to sit. That's about all he could have done from there. Great shot, Nolan.
Tough to do any better. Whole green's working away from you. Aaron's shot is off now. This is looking good. Got a spin. Does not get the check, and it's just going to run through onto the fringe.
Warner, next to play from the same spot, out of the fairway, should be able to get a little more nip on his wedge.
Coming in low with this one. It does check up. A beautiful shot will leave him with about 8 feet for his birdie.
That's exactly what Kevin wants to do. They're just sitting 3 shots back here early in this round still.
Jack Robertson now in prime position. You think he's thinking about holding this one at all, Ben?
He could. He's got to land it right, let it release, and hope it falls in. He's got it on a good line. Good line to start. That's going to miss just left. Release to about 5 feet. He's going to have a good look at birdie.
Really solid chip shot there.
Dan will be first to play, likely.
He's rolled it really well through 4 holes. This would be a monumental moment if he can get this one to drop.
Gonna have to give it enough to get to the hole. Shouldn't be too worried about having this one run by a couple feet. Gonna miss just left, but great speed. Should be able to tap in for his 4.
Another great putt there. I'm really impressed with his game to this point.
That's a 4, and Nolan Dan will remain at 4 under on the tournament, just 4 shots back currently.
We know that he is an all-speed player. People have taken to calling him the Bryson DeChambeau of Puslins Lake Golf Course. Hit it as hard as you can, deal with it wherever it ends up.
Petro now for his birdie. Just gonna skirt by the left side of the hole. He'll clean that one up for a 4. And again, no problem there. Aaron stays at even on the day. The 3-shot lead at the moment, but we'll see if Kevin Warner can change that with the stroke of a putter right here.
That one's just going to skate by for Kevin Warner's birdie attempt. He will be left with what looks like about a foot and a half to tap in for his par.
He's going to go ahead and clean that one up, and that's a 4 for Kevin Warner. Jack Robertson now looking to get things back on track with a birdie here at 5.
He will do just that. Excellent job taking advantage of that drive in this very gettable hole.
A great birdie there from Jack. 3 pars for the rest in the group. And we've still got Aaron Petro with a 3-shot lead here through 5 holes on the final day of the 63rd Annual Postman's Lake Golf Course Club Championships.
Now, due to the nature of this tee block, we are again going to be filming from just down beside them. Not really enough space to get up behind the players, and we don't want to get in anyone's way and affect anyone's game.
Matt, some solid play here through 5 holes. What have you seen from the boys, and what do you expect to see the rest of the round?
I'm really liking Nolan Dan. I think that he's hitting it well. He's pounding the drive, as we've seen a couple times. Pin high on 5, pin high on 3 off the tee. That's a huge advantage. As far as Jack Robertson goes, been a little up and down. A couple bogeys, but he found himself a birdie on that 5th. Kevin Warner's been solid with 2 birdies and a bogey. Really impressed with Nolan Dan so far, playing some steady golf. The putts are going to start to fall eventually for someone in this group, and that's when things will get really interesting.
You got to think Nolan Dan happy with how he's playing so far, but he's going to need to maybe get within another shot here of the lead if heading into the back 9 if he's going to want to make a real run at this tournament.
We saw Magic strike on the back 9 last year. Aaron Petro, if you missed it, fired a 7 under 29 on the back. Really took command in what was a pretty tight race heading into the final 9. We say it every year, and it's so true. The tournament doesn't start till the back 9 on Monday.
You're absolutely right, Matt. You gotta love the permission coming from the players to get up close and personal. This really is what makes Postland just a truly special place, the people we've got playing. Everyone here really just wanting everyone else to have the best experience possible, and we thank them for that. Not going to be the quickest rounds today, Matt.
No, final round of the club championship. Everyone's taking their time, making sure we got the right club selection, shot selection. There's nothing wrong with that.
You got to assume everyone's going to be ripping driver off this tee today. 6th hole here at Postland, always one of the most difficult. Not a ton to it. However, green slopes front to back, so tough to get it close. Most guys coming in with long irons. It does play 380 from the backs.
Yeah, and we do. Same thing as we had on 5. A little bit of a breeze into us today. That makes the when the wind's blowing this direction out here, that makes the long holes play even longer.
Jack Robertson coming off the birdie at 5. Going to be first to play. This one skied a little bit. High draw to the right rough. Needs to stay inside the tree line.
ball, but as Ben said yesterday, it does open up a little bit more than it looks like from up here on the right side, so Jack could be just fine.
Warner now with driver looking to play that high draw. Lots of room left. That one's going to head towards the left side of the fairway. No draw on it, but should play just fine. It will indeed just sneaking into the rough, but no harm there. Nolan Dan now, driver. You can expect him to swing at 110%.
Just a beautiful ball flight. Nice curve on that to the right. Such a powerful golf swing.
What a swing indeed, Matt. The smash factor on there, highest at Puslinch.
Shout out our TrackMan data.
Petro, last to play. Just a fantastic little butter cut off the left side from Aaron Petro there. He'll find the right side of the fairway.
Pretty signature Aaron Petro drive there. Because it's in the fairway.
Nothing to it. Doesn't swing out of his shoes. Just a smooth golf swing from Aaron.
He's a lot of fun to watch. You and I have been lucky to play with him quite a bit over the years. What are you seeing from him?
You know, I'm seeing a steady game from Aaron today. If we look at everything and negate that 3-putt there on the second hole, which unfortunately took a shot from most of the golfers in this group, he's just had a good round. He's been putting the ball in play, finding greens, hitting good putts, nothing too aggressive, tapping it for par. That's what you like to see.
Reminding me, and I know you weren't out there last year for the front nine, but reminding me a lot of last year. Hitting good putts, but nothing's fallen so far. Be interesting to see if he can catch fire again.
Something that is very different from last year is this final grouping. Last year, we of course had Aaron Petro, Chevy Rennie, Craig Deschamps, and Greg Richardson. Many of who thought might be the same pairing this year. Not many expected to see the grouping we've got, but a great tournament's happened. And Matt, what do you think about these new players in the final group here?
It excites me. We got the wily veteran Kevin Warner back again. I believe 31 years since his last win, if my math is correct. And then two young guys who are really just discovering their game as golfers and are going to be contenders in this tournament for years to come. We're seeing the future here today, Benjamin.
We really are. The future, the present, and the past. It's quite the group. Maybe one of the years Nolan Dan will learn how to use his push cart and keep those clubs on there.
His brain power is all used in the golf swing.
Ah, yes. It does take a lot of power to generate that speed.
Jack Robertson now just looking for his ball in the right rough.
Aaron Petro has found the very right edge of the fairway. Nolan Dan about 70 yards out. Splits the fairway as perfectly as you can. And Kevin Warner, just around the 100-yard marker, sneaks into the left rough. No issues there.
I believe Jack's ball has been located. I think he's going to be in just fine and have a good shot. I do have to mention that I heard rumors yesterday that we had a golfer nearly drive this green.
Who was that, Matt?
The tree beast himself, Trenton Bennett. That kid can swing fast.
Robertson, after that sky drive, going to be first to play. 158 yards out. Pin position, front right. Tough one here to get close, especially coming out of this thick rough.
Yeah, the lie looks okay, though. Got about 150 to the center. With a front right pin today. Should just be a wedge in hand for him.
That one comes out low. And Matt, I actually lost that one up in the air. Yourself?
Yeah, I lost about halfway through, and I'm unsure if I heard Aaron pick his bag up or some branches be hit. But could be in a pretty interesting position over there for Robertson.
Petro should be next to play. He's got just inside 110 yards to this front right pin position. 52-degree wedge in hand. Just looking to skip one, land it short, couple hops, and stop. This one's headed just left of the pin. Seems to have found the middle of the green, and that's just another safe shot from Aaron Petro.
Yeah, managed to stay in the short grass there. That's major for players of this caliber, the way they're trying to hit their wedges. Kevin Warner now playing out of the rough on the left side of the hole. And this ball is tracking.
He has taken dead aim, and Matt, I think that's come up just short, and unfortunately that's going to be a tricky, touchy putt or chip off the fringe.
Now we finally, after what feels like forever, arrived to Nolan Dan's ball. This is well down here. Just going to have about maybe 55 yards to a front pin. Prime position here, wedge in hand. Just a little flick.
Takes dead aim, trying to run it up there. Looks like he's got it on the green. It's likely released just to the middle. Can confirm Matt, Kevin Warner has come up just short of the green, and that is a speedy putt as it comes up off the fringe and then downhill all the way.
And Nolan Dan has actually thrown a dart. Gonna have about 7 feet for birdie. And Aaron Petro, like you said, just middle of the green, nice and safe.
Jack Robertson, long left. Lots of green to work with out of this thick rough. Robertson takes that one high, lands it softly, and gets it within 5 feet, giving himself a good look at par.
Kevin Warner appears to have selected putter. Does have a good 15 feet of fringe to go through.
He's put a good roll on this one. It's going to creep by the hole and run past 3 feet.
Judged fairly well.
Petro will be next to play. Petro for his birdie. That one's going to miss just left again. Another great pace leg putt there from Aaron. He's going to tap in for a par.
He just needs to see something fall. Hasn't happened for him yet.
You hate to have one of those days where you just feel like no matter what you do, the ball won't get in the hole.
Yeah, that hole starts to look really small after a couple of those holes. Needs to make it a little bigger for himself again. Starts with a good wedge shot on one of these holes.
Dan now with his birdie look. Matt, this can't be any more than, 6 feet?
Yeah, about that. Should slide a little bit to his right. I wouldn't play this anything more than maybe left edge.
This to get within 3 of the lead. That one's going to sneak by on the right side, and he's going to have to remain 4 back if he can tap this one in for his par. Nolan Dan cleans up with his 4, and he'll stay at 4 under for the tournament. Robertson now, the 4-foot par putt here. Drips that one in the cup, and that is a great par from Jack Robertson after a rough tee shot. Kevin Warner now, lost a play, looking to save par.
Really good up and down there after ending up in an awkward spot after his wedge shot.
We head to 7. Things just remained stagnant, Matt. Aaron Petro with a 3-shot lead through 6 here. Kevin Warner looking to get something going. Nolan Dan much the same.
Interview, Daniel?
Pardon?
Interview?
Sure, whenever.
Right now? Oh, we got some time.
We've got Nolan Dan here on the 7th tee, just waiting for the fairway to clear. Nolan, you've played a good 6 holes so far. What's been going well early for you?
I've been scrambling pretty well right now. 4, made a good chip up, 1 putt. Same thing with 5, left myself in a bad position off the tee, but recovered. I just got to put myself in scoring positions and make putts.
4 shots back, 12 holes to play. What do you need to do to get into great position, give yourself a chance on the back 9?
Just play golf. Don't try to, swing too hard at things. Don't try to overthink it. Just, make easy shots, make easy putts, do the basics.
Awesome. Thanks, Nolan. 3 holes ahead of you here. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was Nolan Dan coming to you live from the 7th tee. He's just 4 shots back Aaron Petro. He's 1 under on the day, got to 4 under for the tournament. Matt, he's been playing well, hitting the driver very well, smashing it. Just needs to see some putts fall.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the story for the group so far today. At some point, this hole's going to open up. Someone's going to get hot, and we could see that gap close in regards to the lead, or we could see it pull a bit away if Aaron's the guy to catch fire.
You talk about getting hot, and if these clouds don't stay out, I think it might be you and me getting hot.
Yeah, definitely a warm one out here, but we're going to push through. That's what we do out here at Lynch Lake Golf Course.
Some people even call it Push Lynch Lake Golf Course. Rightfully named, I guess. Appropriately named. There's some great commentary going on out here with the groups. We followed the last 2 days. If anyone on the broadcast knows a company that has boom mics they're willing to let us use, would be greatly appreciated for next year if you want the real, in-depth, up-close and personal experience.
We did just miss a great hot mic moment. And while we've got a second here, I do want to give a shout out to our cameraman, Drake Neal. Ben, you and I are in a cart today. We're too soft for the walk. Drake's huffing it the whole day, carrying the camera. Guy's a weapon. Shout out to Drake.
I can't believe it. I got home last night and no free ads, but these sneakers I'm wearing, they some of the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, and even my feet were hurting after yesterday.
Jack Robertson first on the tee.
Jack Robertson first on the tee. He's got driver. This one leaking a little left, needs to sit down, stay inside that farmer's field. He'll do just that as he pops it up, and he's going to be fine. Warner next to play. He's got driver as well. A great ball from Kevin Warner. Needs to carry that bunker. And he will absolutely do that. An absolute rocket from Warner there.
Nolan Dan now steps up, looking to take advantage of this length he has yet again.
Low off the club face, but that one's going to be a hard cut, and that'll run up the center of the fairway. And what a shot, Matt.
Looks like it's just starting to roll up that hill. Going to be in a real good position. Have a good look at that pin.
His hot play with the driver continues. Petro with driver. Another classic Aaron Petro high draw. That's right down the middle of the fairway. Nothing wrong with that one, Matt.
I do believe Aaron kicked that one up a notch. Maybe tried to add a few miles per hour to the club head speed.
Trying to keep up with the young bucks in his group.
This is a wide open fairway. With the way he's been swinging this year, he's not too worried about going left, so I like the call. There's tons of space right. Swing a little hard at it.
Like both days. First day, like it was a foot over.
Seventh hole map, playing 319 yards, fairway bunker on the right. Everyone's avoided it, and now as we look at this middle left pin position here today, this is a tricky one as you get around the green. Easy to get close, but anything outside of, gosh, I don't know, 1.5, 2 feet, not a gimme.
Yeah, you definitely want to err on the side of short here. Being above this pin, similar to our fourth green, you're just in a bad spot. You're going to struggle to two putt from up there. Kevin Warner in a premium spot on the right side of the fairway up here should have a real good look at it. Green light special, as they call it, I believe.
Gonna take a chip shot to get close for any of these boys to make birdie on 7. We see 3 balls up on the crest of the hill before it goes down to the bunker. That could be Aaron, Nolan, and Kevin, but wow, what great drives, Matt.
Yeah, we got some long hitters out here. It's fun to watch them attack this course. They can really take advantage of some of our par 4s out here, as we've seen on 3, 5, and now 7.
All in perfect positions to go for the pin. Robertson, not so much. Flared his out left. It did stay in bounds, so he will have a shot. Just looking to put something in the middle of the green here and give himself a putt of any sorts.
Yeah, you can't try to get too cute here. You're going over a greenside bunker, which is not the spot to be today. Short-sided if you're in there with a really tough up and down. So like you said, he's just got to be thinking middle of the green right here. He's showing off that vertical to try to get a look at the pin. Not sure if it's working.
Robertson surely with a lob wedge in hand here with his power. That one is chunked just 40 yards forward and not what he had hoped for, Matt.
Didn't look to be a very good lie. You and I are relatively close to that ball. I don't know about you. I could not see a single piece of it.
Not one bit.
Prime position here. It's always a big advantage on this green when you can see, on this hole when you can see the green, which is what 3 of our players have here.
Petro, first to play. This one headed right at it. He's going to get the bite he needs, and that's going to roll to about 7 inches, and that should be a tap-in birdie, Matt. That's what he needed.
Really like the decision to go high there, try and land it soft. See if Kevin Warner can answer now.
Warner picks that one clean, going to need a bounce.
And that's going to roll up beautifully.
He's going to have about 2 feet just short of the pin straight up the hill for his birdie. Dan, last to play.
A little bit of pressure here on Dan. Got to answer here. 2 guys he's chasing down.
Picks that one well. Going to need a bounce. That's going to release. And he's going to be in that tricky 2.5, 3 foot range.
3 great shots there. Now Robertson trying to get up and down from par from about 50 yards.
Much better struck. If that flies, this could be good. Lands very softly on the fringe, gives himself 8 feet for par. Good shot from Robertson there with a tough chip up and over a bunker. A great shot there from Petro as he finds himself with quite the tap in. Kevin Warner comes up about 5 feet short of the pin, so he's going to have a little work to do. Nolan Dan 3 feet short right. Tricky putt, but very makeable.
See if this is going to ignite the flame for Aaron. He is going to throw a mark on that just because of positioning on the green. He can't get a great stance on it over the putt. Robertson will be first to play here. Got a putt up the hill. Should slide to his right.
Gonna miss just left, and he's gonna make a bogey here on the 7th hole.
Would have been an incredible par. Kevin Warner now looks to finish his birdie off. And that's just going to slide by. You don't like to see that. Likely going to be dropping a shot with Petro so close.
Warner remains at 5 under, currently just 3 back of the lead. Petro and Dan still to putt. Nolan Dan sitting at 4 under, looking to get one closer for the moment. He's going to leave that one short, and that's going to be a par for Dan.
Timid putting stroke there.
Missed opportunities there for Warners and Dan, as they can't afford to be losing ground here with Aaron so close.
Petro will tap in, no surprise there. And great hole for Aaron, one you feel like he needed. He will now move to 9 under. Warner remains at 5 under. Dan remains at 3 under.
Pardon us, folks, while we drive up the unfortunate 7th green to 8th tee slope. Things could get rocky. Nice to see a gallery forming up here on the 8th hole. Everyone wanting to come out and watch the show.
It snorted on you.
We have really got to get on those hot mics.
Badly. Matt, 8th hole here, newly redone behind the green, no trees anymore, creates a wind tunnel as we mentioned on the broadcast yesterday. What are we going to see here from the gentleman?
Got a pin on the right here. Should work out really well for Danner, Robbie, and Kevin as they can work that ball with their high draw. Aaron, again, doesn't hit a tremendous amount of cuts. Wind also pushing a little off the left. Look for him to play center of the green and just try to get out of here with a 2-putt par.
Taking that extra shot lead there, Aaron Petro. Big for him on the 7th hole. Big for the confidence there to get a birdie. He had been slow since that first hole birdie. Really looking just to close the front 9 out well here and see what he can do on the back 9 with hopefully a hefty lead.
You know, if you play a round of golf and you par every par 3, you're probably going to be in a pretty good spot, especially with the wind swirling in the wind tunnel. So Aaron's just going to be looking to get out of here with no damage and take advantage of the par 5 9th with his length. Typically able to get up by the green in 2. I'm sure all of our players today will be able to.
Just a bit of waiting here on this par 3.
Ben, do you think we're deep enough into this round now to officially declare that the chase is on?
I think so, Matt. Like you said, the tournament we all know doesn't start until the back 9 on Monday here at Post Lynch. But with just 11 holes left, you got to think that Warner and Dan are starting to feel the heat. They really need to get something going. Dan needs to see some putts fall. That's an unfortunate missed putt there from Warner to fall shot back of Aaron. And yeah, they're just going to need to make no mistakes in these last 11 holes if they want a chance to take down the Dragon.
Yeah, when you're chasing a player like a Petro, we've seen the brothers win so much out here. 4 and 5 shots each, respectively, is a lot of ground to make up in just 11 holes. They're going to have to get aggressive out here.
And Matt, you bring up the Petros, and if we talk about the Petros as a family, aside from the Chockleys, they have the most club championships here at Post Lynch. What has been your favorite moment watching the past 9 years of Petro dominance in this tournament?
I gotta say, it's a little funny. I remember one year, had to be 6 or 7 years ago, when Johnny walked off the green, the 18th green, in an incredibly poor mood. And we went and checked the leaderboard, and I believe he shot like a 66. But that's just what these guys expect out of themselves. The competitors, they're great players, and they expect greatness from themselves. But that was really funny to see.
Aaron, first to play. He's got 6 iron. This one had just at the right side of the green, coming back towards the pin. Needs to get a bounce to get all the way back there. Very good shot from Aaron Petro.
Yeah, it looked to be a great line. Tough to tell on distance on this tee shot. Just a bit of an elevated tee. Actually, would you call this an elevated tee or a lowered green?
Lowered green. Warner next to play. He's got 7 iron. Looking to put this one back in the stance and get it all the way back there. Great swing. That one's headed at the center, drifting left. Should find a piece. A safe shot there from Warner.
The chirps are starting to fly in the group. These boys are having fun out here.
That's what this weekend's all about, Matt. Nolan Dan next up to play. He's got 8 iron from 168 yards. This is a big 8 iron into a breeze. This one looking good as well.
Did see a bounce. Looked like it might have just beyond the fringe on the front right of the green.
Robertson bringing up the back of the bus. This one headed right, and this needs to get down. Now, Matt, that is red staked over there, so he will be able to drop, but unfortunately, that is not what Jack Robertson was looking for here.
No, dropping shots is never a good feeling, especially when you're chasing that paycheck. He's got guys hot on his heels. Wants to get as big a one as possible.
One ball in very tight. I believe that to be Petro, and Matt, if he can somehow make this putt, that would just be a huge momentum shift, especially following the birdie on 7.
Yeah, you can kind of start to feel it. When he catches fire, he's fun to watch. I'm hoping we get to see that today. Mr. Petro, though, is still chasing his first ace. That one looks pretty darn close.
Close but no cigar, as the old adage goes.
Ben, where do you think that saying comes from? Close but no cigar. That's an interesting one.
You know, Matt, there's 2 stories. One involves back in the 1800s at carnivals, when late in the night, when all the toys were gone and the kids were going to bed, the parents would come play the games, and the top row of prizes would be cigars from local makers. The parents would then play the games that the kids would play, the carnival games, and if they got many tickets but not enough, came close to the prize, the gamekeeper would tell them, close but no cigar. The other one comes from a sports reference, which might be more relevant these days. For example, Toronto Raptors beat the Golden State Warriors 2019 NBA playoffs. You might say the Warriors were close but no cigar, as there were no cigars in that locker room after losing in the finals. But smoking's bad, so don't do it.
Correct. Cancer's no joke.
There's a rigorous search going on here. Long right of the 18th green for Jack Robertson's ball. And Matt, I think that one found the hazard. Yourself?
Yeah, I do think so. I think we've settled on the fact that that ball is a goner, and now the group is just working to agree on a drop point for Jack. Does get 2 club lengths out of the hazard.
Robertson fixing his belt, taking his drop, on to his second drop.
Now he will get to place it after the 2 drops.
That ball's in play and we're ready to get back to action.
Robertson hitting 3 now. Needs to get up and down for another bogey here.
A very tough pitch shot up and over a bunker. Not a ton of green to work with a subtle slope that does run away from the hole as the ball will land on the green. He goes for the flop, can't quite get it, and that one's going to find the bunker.
Looks to have rolled into a poor lie as well. Things go from bad to worse.
Warner, just off the back left of the green. Dan, just on the right fringe. Lots of fringe to putt through. And Darren, of course, 9 feet short of the pin, straight up the hill. Robertson now catching a little too much ball there, and that one's going to hop over the green into the rough.
This could be getting away from him here. He needs to refocus.
It really is difficult to win a golf tournament, Matt. 3 days, you've got to stay focused for all 54 holes. It's not easy.
You got to wonder how those live guys do it.
Dan with this birdie putt. It's through the fringe onto the green. And it's going to come up just short, but good pace from Nolan Dan. Should be able to tap in for his par.
Judged very well there, putting through a lot of fringe.
He cleans up. Robertson will be next. This one's going to run out over 10 feet.
You'll have that for a 6.
Warner now, looking to make something happen from the fringe. This is going to need to get right and slow down. We've seen Warner struggle out of the fringe today. That's 2 putts now that he's run by 5+ feet. That's going to be a tough par.
Quite a bit of meat left on that bone, and Aaron Petro's got to be licking his chops staring at a 5-footer for a 2. Could be a big swing here on the tough par 3/8.
Petro looking for his 2nd straight birdie and to be the first player to get to 10 under this week. See double digits. He's going to drip that one into the front of the cup, and that's Aaron Petro's 2nd straight birdie. Another clean scorecard from Aaron with 3 birdies and 1 bogey on the front 9 here through 8 holes. He's 10 under for the tournament. Nolan Dan, 6 back at 4 under on the tournament. And we'll have to see what Kevin Warner can do to see if he can stay just 5 back. That is going to be a 4 over quadruple bogey 7 for Jack Robertson here on the 8th hole. And he's really got to turn things around on the back 9.
We know he's got the ability. He's a talented player. This one just got away from him a little bit. I'm interested to see how he faces the challenge here.
Warner with a massive par save there at the 8th. Can't let anything get away. He remains at 5 under, 5 shots back of Aaron Petro, our leader, with 10 holes to play.
Nerves of steel, exactly what you expect from the wily veteran. Just going to be me on the mic here for a second, folks. We've sent Ben up to check, see if these long hitters are clear to tee off on our 9th hole, a blind tee shot. Like to be safe, make sure no one's in the landing zone. Aaron Petro with back-to-back birdies on par 4 7th, par 3 8th. looking to run away with this thing. We saw him do it last year. Haven't really seen a tremendous amount of putts made from him still, as both birdies were relatively simple putts. 7 was a kick in, 8 was about a 5-footer straight up the hill. He will have honors on the tee. Just waiting on the all clear from Ben. We do have the all clear from Ben now, and Aaron will begin his pre-shot routine.
Three 8 holes here, folks. Like we mentioned earlier, Aaron Petro on the tee now, sitting at 10 under par. Warner 5 shots back at 5 under. Nolan Dan 6 shots back at 4 under. And Robertson at 10 over for the tournament. Aaron's got driver, and this is a birdie hole, Matt.
Yeah, for all 4 of these guys, you got to think they're thinking at least birdie. This is a gettable par 5 straight down the hill, 480 yards. Par here for players of this caliber feels like a bogey.
This is one Warner and Dan would love to take advantage of and find a way to make eagle. A great high straight ball from Aaron, and that one's perfect.
Should be well within 200 yards of that green. Short to mid-iron in hand for his second shot.
Warner looking to do the same. But he's going to pop that one up, and that's drifting a little left, and he's going to have some tree trouble.
Ben, we saw this last year on the back. It's happening a little earlier this year, but Aaron gets going. Everyone starts to feel the pressure. They know the kind of player they're chasing, and they start to make some unforced errors.
That's the aura that the Petros carry with them now. It's similar to what Woods carried all those years out on the PGA Tour. We're starting to see it here with the Petros, specifically Aaron.
Shout out Tiger if you're tuning in.
Dan pulls driver and hits a powerful rising cut down the right side of the fairway. That's going to need a little bit of a bounce to stay in the fairway, but he'll be safe nonetheless.
Robertson now, wouldn't a big bird feel great for him after a quad at the 8th? Drive here is important. Needs to give himself a good look at getting on the green in 2. And he will blast that way left. Should be well out there, though. He'll have no problem going at the green as long as he's far enough. You know, Ben, we're getting in to upwards of 40 holes played in this golf tournament. This is our 45th. Do you think we're maybe starting to see a bit of some mental exhaustion from Jack Robertson, a younger player out here?
Definitely. Tournament golf is all about experience. That's why we so often see players who aren't prepared heading into tournaments with some rust. As we saw yesterday, Ali Medeiros struggled near the end of her round. We see it all the time on the PGA Tour. It's really just it's an experience thing. Aaron Petro staying strong, Kevin Warner staying strong. That's why it's so impressive what Nolan Dan's doing right now, hanging in at 4 under for the tournament with 10 holes left.
Yeah, but if I was going to pick a young guy to come out here and do it, he would be my pick. We know he's played hockey in front of thousands and thousands of people. I believe the number's 20,000 at the Budweiser Gardens. So he's not unfamiliar with the bright lights.
He is no stranger to the pressure, but boy, is it a different ball game when you get out on the golf course. He's not in his element. This isn't what he spent his whole life doing. He has been a junior member for several years, and it's so great to see some of our own coming up through the ranks and now leading this tournament.
Our performance center has turned out some incredibly good players over the years. You've got, you go way back, you look at Ian Leggett and John Drury, some more recent players, the Petro brothers, Jack Robertson, Nolan Dan, Will Drury, who just took the Ontario U19 championships, a phenomenal player. And of course, 5-time junior club champion. On the mic with me, Ben Davies. Ben, talk to me a little bit about winning 5 consecutive junior championships.
Matt, I wish I could have more to say, but those were a long time ago. Last one was in 2016. I was a 17-year-old. But yeah, sometimes it's just the weekend. A couple days in August, they just are magical times. Sometimes you can be struggling all year, and you really just find your game around this time of the season.
Big-time players make big-time plays.
They sure do. Would love to try it sometime. His ball just left of the fairway. He's got 230 to the green with a heavy breeze coming off the left.
Jack Robertson, bit of a tough draw. Got some tree trouble after losing the drive left. Done really well to punch out. Should have about 165 yards left to the green.
Warner next to play. We'll see if he takes aim.
Shouldn't have any tree troubles here. Looks like he's far enough out to the right that the branches aren't going to affect his ball flight. He's got looks like to be a 3 hybrid.
This one hanging left, and he's got to avoid some trees.
That looked close. Looked like the ball just grabbed on him coming out of the rough. That can happen out here in these major championship conditions.
Dan does just find the right rough. About the same distance as Aaron. However, Aaron splits the fairway. They've both got about 170 yards left to this pin, and you can expect them to take full aim. Safety first.
Dan are asking the gallery to please hold their chatter to a minimum.
Nolan Dan, first to play. He takes a 7-iron. That's headed just right of the green. Won't hurt himself over there.
In a fine spot.
From
Aaron
in
now.
position.
Ben, do you think that we see that sawed-off 6-iron we've seen from around this distance all day today?
Absolutely. Center of the green. This one looks to be headed right at the pin, Matt. This could be good.
At the mercy of the bounce a little bit, but that looked real nice in the air.
A well play hole from our leader so far.
Jack Robertson with about 145 yards to the pin.
He takes a wild hack at that. He likes it.
As he should. That was just left, looked good on number. Who knows what kind of spin he got out of the rough, but it was coming in high, so it could have landed soft.
Up to the green here, Matt. What do we see?
looks to me like Aaron's in a very good spot. I do believe that is his ball. He was just right of the pin.
Now, is that him or could that be Jack Robertson?
It looked to me as though Jack was a little left, but we all know I do not have the best eyes. Kevin Warner now with a really difficult chip shot.
He'll sneak that one on just down past the front of the green.
Does okay from where he was. This entire green sloping away from him. Really tough spot to leave yourself. Nolan Dan now with a ton of green to work with, trying to get up and down for a birdie. As I said on the tee, anything less than birdie for players of this caliber feels like a bogey.
That's going to need to run out, Matt.
Not a wedge Dan's going to be overly happy with there. Leaves himself about 15 feet for the birdie.
You were correct. Aaron Petro with a fantastic second shot into the green here. He's going to have a very makeable eagle putt. Robertson gets that one up to within 10 feet. Petro will be first to putt. He's got 20 feet straight up the hill, moves slightly left to right. Don't have to overthink this one. Needs to grow some legs, and he's going to have to settle for his birdie 4 there, but he'll take that as he goes birdie, 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 7, 8, 9 to get to 11 under.
Does a great job of guaranteeing no drop shot there. Still has an opportunity to pick up one with Nolan Dan and Kevin Warner standing over birdie putts that are about 15 and 20 feet respectively.
Warner needs to make something happen here. This one needs to get right, Matt.
Bit of a misread there, but he will tap in for par.
That's going to be a solid front 933 for Kevin Warner, 1 under, but that's no match for Aaron's 31, as Warner's chasing Aaron dominantly in the lead.
Robertson will tap in for a 6. This tournament's really gotten away from him in the last 3 holes. Chance to refocus at the turn here.
Dan now needs this one to fall. Needs to fall. That's going to miss just on the left, and that's an unfortunate par for Nolan Dan as he birdies the first hole and then makes 8 straight pars to shoot his 1 under 33. But that's going to keep 7 shots back as we head to the back 9 on Monday. this is great to see. A gallery starting to form here as we head to the back nine. What can we expect to see here on this back nine?
Yeah, I think it'll fill up with people following. All the morning tee times starting to finish. Seeing some groups, some players starting to join that have completed their 18 already. Should be able to get some updates on the ladies' championship flight.
We do have men starting to come in off 18. Excited to hear how the ladies finished up. You got to think Putterford pulled that one out.
Yeah, she definitely had a tremendous lead. We do now have confirmation that she pulled it out. Some great golf all weekend long from Heather Putterford. Congratulations to her. And honestly, a really strong weekend from the entirety of the Putterford family.
A perfectly placed ball there from Aaron Petro off the tee, just with that pesky 7-wood again, right up the middle of the fairway.
Kevin Warner will be next to play. He's got that trusty hybrid out.
Warner next to play. He's got 3-wood. Warner taking this one at the right side of the green. That's peeling nicely.
Matt, you want to drive up onto this tee to see if we're on Like, buddy, works every time.
Another great golf shot flying towards the green. Just driving iron off the tee.
2 iron, try bunting.
Jack Robertson now pulling dog on the tee. That is a bold play. We do have the thumbs up that the green is clear. Trying to hit a big cut into the 10th green, but I believe he overcooked that. Should be just left.
Good work. You're getting promising feedback.
Matt, I couldn't quite see it from here. Where did Robertson end up there with the driver?
Yeah, I was trying to take a bit off of it with a cut. I think he took a little too much off. Could be in some trouble. Had a fair amount of slice to it. Going to be interesting to see where he ends up. Hopefully he has a shot.
Well, 9 holes left. Aaron Petro, that's 6-shot lead over Kevin Warner. Aaron sits at 11 under, Kevin at 5 under, Nolan at 4 under, Jack Robertson back at 11 over. Matt Warner put a good one out there, but with the wind into you, do you think he had enough?
It's going to be close. I think he might have caught just a piece of the green. It was on a great line to catch the right side and have a good look at eagle. Either way, he's going to have a wedge in the hand and be in a really good spot. With where the pin's located today, these bunkers aren't a terrible spot to be.
And folks, we would like to do some housekeeping here and let you know, after the tee shots on 12, we will be ending the stream and picking it back up momentarily after that. Keep an eye out for the stream to end after the tee shots on 12 and start back up again very quickly after. It's so great to see all these worldwide viewers we've got today. Matt, we've got people watching from Paris, Olympians, we've got former members watching down in Ecuador, we've got spectators in Ireland, Australia. It's really just the global game.
Yeah, we're an international golf course here at Puslinch. We love people all around the world. We love to have them tune in.
Petro will be first to play from the fairway. He's got 50 yards, looking to hit a low skipper in there. Get it back to the back of the green. He catches this one nicely, and if that gets good bounce, he'll have a nice birdie putt look. Robertson with a bit of tree trouble. He's actually standing inside the tree at this point, just looking to get something up near the green. Catches the top of the ball, and he's got it out, but not quite enough. The struggles continue here on 10. Aaron setting himself up nicely, 8 feet right of the pin.
You gotta get on Danner's workout, Red.
Nolan Dan out of the bunker. Well played there. Gonna release nicely, and he's got inside 15 feet for his birdie. Needs to get something going early here on the back nine. Warner now ending up short of the bunkers. That needs to bite.
Just not going to get the check out of the rough. It's going to roll out to about 18 feet for his birdie.
Robertson now opting for the putter out of the fringe. Needs to sink this one to save par. That needs to grow some legs, and he has just not had a great day anywhere on this golf course.
No, he's in battle mode now, like we touched on the previous hole. I think we're just seeing a bit of mental exhaustion. It's a lot of golf over 3 days, a lot of time to be locked in.
And for those of you watching Jack Robertson for the first time, please note that he is not a bogey golf player. Jack Robertson has shot low 60s out here. He's consistently high 60s. The kid can play. It's just been a tough day for him. Warner with his birdie look. He's going to miss that one left and have to settle for yet another par. Matt, you're starting to feel things slip away from Warner here.
Yeah, Aaron's just taking control here. The rest of the group can definitely feel it. You can see it in the body language. Had a bit of frustration coming out of Kevin after that putt slid by the hole.
Aaron now for his 4th straight birdie to get to 12 under par. He's done it again, and that flat stick is hot, Matt. 4 straight birdies in the last 4 holes. I'm speechless.
What can you say? Do need to lock back in. Nolan Dan stands over a big putt for birdie. We're getting to just trying to keep this respectable territory.
Danner's going to leave another one. Perfect speed. Right edge of the cup. Doesn't fall. Another 4 for Nolan. He's going to remain 4 under. 1 shot back of Kevin. Now 8 shots back of our leader, Aaron Petro.
That hole has opened up in a big way for Petro and shrunk for everyone else, getting a lot of great putts to just skate by from the other 3 competitors in this group. And Aaron seems like there's a magnet in his ball.
He just can't seem to do anything wrong right now.
Now we head to the 11th tee. There is going to be a bit of a wait here. Several players in this group have the length to reach the green. Wind shouldn't be too much of a factor today. Just kind of blowing steady right to left.
Matt, the gallery is starting to grow.
Yeah, we saw it last year. Everyone's locked in, hoping to see some great golf down this stretch here. Looks like we're going to get that from Aaron for sure. And we're kind of forgetting about them just because Aaron's so on fire. But Nolan Day and Kevin Warner continue to play some good golf out here and have great looks at birdie.
All players waiting for the green to clear. Wind off the farmer's field is reachable for all four. Aaron, always the jokester.
Sharpening the blade right now.
Matt, and other happenings around the course, we've got a big match play championship going on right now. We're into the semifinals. We've got 4 great finalists in contention. We've got Daniel Dubois and Tom Marshall on one side, set to play their match this week. And on the other side, we've got David Glabota and Ali Medeiros in the ladies division. Who do you have coming out of both sides, and what do you think the keys to success are for either of your champions?
We'll start with Dan and Tom first. I got to go with Dan Dubois. He's on fire right now. Had a bit of a tough stretch in the club championship, but we know that guy can really go low out here. He's had some incredible rounds. Took down Aaron Petro, who currently has a 7-stroke lead in the final round of club championship. On the other side of the bracket, I think I got to go with Ali Medeiros. I think this weekend's going to light a fire under her. We're going to see just a beast come out onto the course. Big Al, as she's become nicknamed, and she's going to come out here, attack it, and go low and claim the victory and meet Dubois in the final.
We've got, according to you, Glabota and Dubois in the final. Give me one name. Pardon, Medeiros and Dubois. Who do you got winning the whole thing?
I got to stick with Dan. He's playing really good golf. He's steady down the middle on the green, and I was fortunate enough to be out there for his match with Aaron, and he's one of the best putters that I've seen play the course.
You heard it here first, folks. Match Play Championship will be wrapping up at the end of this month, end of August. Matt Ford's got Dan Dubois taking it all. green just clearing up now. Petro will be first to play. He's got driver. Robertson's got driver. Dan's got driver. And it looks like Warner's going to be going with that 3-wood. He's been hitting well today. Petro looking to hit this center of the green or keep it left. Nothing right. This one headed left tree line. That's going to have to carry. I heard wood. The competitors starting to play some mind games with our leader here on the 11th tee.
I mean, they got to try something.
His putting isn't working. Warner with his 3-wood. He puts a jolt into this one, but that's on the same line as Petro. That's going to need to get a bounce. It's more wood. It's like we're at the Hespeler Stick Factory.
One of my old stuff.
Dan next to play. He's got driver. More than enough club to get to this green today. This one's headed at the left side, a little inside the tree line. Gonna be down in the valley short left of the green. A good shot from Dan as he's got green to work with. Robertson last to play. And this is headed left, folks. He's had a serious case of the lefts today. He'll find himself just up near the 17th green. Matt, that's the first falter we've seen from Aaron today. What do you think he's going to be looking at up here in these trees?
Yeah, well, we've got a reporter further up the course. I'm receiving word from them that when it hit the tree, it did bounce left. So he could be in a bit of a tricky spot. Might be in a situation where he has to take his medicine. But he's built up a big enough lead that he should be okay to take his medicine and continue to be in control of this golf tournament.
Will be interesting to see if he's got a shot. Pin, front right here. It's going to be a tough one to get close to, but putts are makeable. For those of you just joining us here on the back nine, Aaron Petro, our defending club champion, holds an 8-shot lead after 10 holes, sitting at 12 under over Kevin Warner, who's at 5 under. Pardon me, that's a 7-shot lead. Nolan Dan, 4 under. And Jack Robertson, well back after a tough front nine 43. He sits at 12 over for the tournament. Some tree trouble here for all of our leaders, and we'll see where they end up.
Aaron looks to be okay. Just sort of squeaked out. I think he's got a shot at the pin. Seems to be the same kind of thing for Kevin Warner.
Nolan Dan finds himself just in between the 18th tee box and the 11th green. No troubles there. Jack Robertson over near the 17th green. Robertson first to play. This one's up. Good shot, but no bite, and that's going to roll off the right fringe. Not bad from there.
I gotta say that I hope Superintendent Ryan wasn't watching that shot too closely.
Petro next to play. Expect to see this within 10 feet. This one needs to sit as well. That lands softly, and it's going to release just onto the right side. He's giving himself a look at birdie. Warner hoping to put it inside. Lands that one short, and he's going to run it up nicely. He's going to nestle that one up there within 5 feet, just below the hole. Not much to that putt, Matt.
No, that should be good for a 3. Aaron is staring at a downhill putt. Could pick up a stroke here on the leader as we move over to Nolan Dan's second shot of the hole.
Dan has to carry this one up and over a ridge, and then he's just got to let it fall all the way down to that front right pin. There is a lot of green to work with, but sometimes that's not the best. That one's up, and it takes a bounce forward, and that's going to have to slow down if it's going to stay on the green.
Just got a bit of a skid on that one. Shot the ball forward and was unable to come to a rest. Now he lands in an interesting spot. Going to be ball right up against the collar of the fringe. Just a reminder, folks, we will be shutting the stream off for a second after the tee shots on 12. But we will be joining right back up to bring you all the action the rest of the way.
Nolan Dan with his birdie putt from the fringe. This one's going to fall a couple inches to his right, to his left, pardon me, as it dies down. Needs to grow legs, Matt. Didn't have the speed at all.
Yeah, I liked the line, but just a little timid. We're starting to see the effect of Aaron Petro take hold of this group, I think.
Petro now 14 feet for his 5th straight birdie to get to 13 under for the tournament. A touchy one, and that's going to need to sit. Look at that ball take off. Robertson makes his 4.
Been a long time coming.
Petro now with 4 feet for par to remain at 12 under and maintain a 5-shot 7-shot lead for the time being.
Center cup with pace that was real confident.
Hard not to have confidence when you've been rolling the rock the way he has today. Some impressive green work here from Aaron. Warner now, first birdie to get within 6. Missed opportunity from Warner there as he misses another short birdie putt. He's going to stay at 5 under and remains 7 shots back of Aaron Petro with just 7 holes left.
We are tipped out today. Course playing at about 5,300 yards.
Visible frustration coming out of the hands of Kevin Warner there, as he just hasn't seen anything fall today. Matt, short miss on 7 for birdie. It would have been huge. Short miss again there on 11. You just can't miss those if you're trying to win a championship.
Yeah, the rest of the group can feel this one slipping away. Aaron's making 4-footers for par with great pace. That's not what you want to see if you're chasing him down.
Petro first to tee off here on 12. The miss is left.
This one's going to need to get down.
That's going to find the right side of the fairway, Matt. The wind will keep that one in play, and that's just a perfect drive from Aaron Petro there. Just utter guts.
Playing what someone called perfect golf at the moment. Kevin Warner now needs to respond. We're running out of holes.
This one up the left side, fading into the trees. Dan with driver. Dan trying to draw that one, but it's going to stay left, and that's going to find the trees, Matt.
Bit of a block there, but a well-struck golf ball.
Good poke there from Robertson, but that one as well. Left trees. Folks, apologies. We are going to be switching broadcasts shortly. We're just going to get a quick interview with our leader, Aaron Petro. Aaron, you're sitting at 12 under through 11. A great tee shot here on 12. Just a great display of absolute guts, finding the right side of the fairway without a bounce to the right. How do you feel your play's been so far today?
Play's been pretty solid. A little bit of a slow start with a birdie and a bogey, and coasted till 7 without a birdie, but then we started picking a few shots up, and a lot of confidence coming into the back 9 here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that unfortunate 3-putt bogey on number 2 there. Bit of a shaky start, but other than that, it's been some pretty flawless golf up till now. 4 straight birdies from 7 to 10. A good par there on 11. You've got 7 holes left here. What do you need to do to keep things going and close this one out?
I just got to keep putting my shots onto the green, get my 2 putts, and get out of there. Don't want to be too greedy. The guys I'm playing with are playing great as well. Kevin and Dan are playing really well, and I figured they'll have a good push here. So just got to keep playing my game and not get too ahead of myself.
Defending champion, this tournament obviously means a lot to you. You've got 3 wins. Your brother's got 6. What does the club championships at Puslinch mean to you guys as you've been here for over a decade as members?
Oh, it means a ton to us. We love to compete. Like you said, we've won it so many years, so there's a lot of pride in the Petro name. But there's also a lot of pride to do this course a lot of justice. Before it was Jim, and now it's Ryan and his guys. They do an incredible job with this course, and we're fortunate enough to play it. And we're really happy that Brian is sponsoring this once again. He does an awesome job.
Now, not sure you've heard, but Shelley Taylor, 4-time defending champion in the ladies' side, has been overtaken this year. Heather Puttiford has won the ladies' club championship. What can you say to a first-time champion?
Soak it in. Congratulations, Heather. It's awesome to have another person to add onto the plaque. Takes a lot of guts to win out here. It's 2 tough days, so congrats to Heather. Soak it all in and enjoy the perks that come along with being a club champion, which is mainly that parking spot.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, Aaron. Thanks for the words, and good luck with these last 7 holes.
Thank you.